Do not fall for the con. Do not fall for the latest smoke and mirror show from the man who has built a career, no, an empire, on distraction, deception, and diversion. Because Donald Trump doesn't care what the NFL team in Washington is called. He doesn't care if they're the Commanders, the Redskins, or the Washington Watermelons. He doesn't care if Cleveland's baseball team is called the Guardians, the Spiders, or the Cleveland Baseball Guys. And he certainly didn't lose sleep over either decision. In fact, it's a safe bet he couldn't have even named Cleveland's team 2 weeks ago. But today, he is outraged. Outraged, he says, that America is bowing to wokeness. Outraged that the names of old are being erased. Outraged that traditions are being trampled. But look closely. Not at what he says. Look at when he says it. Because Donald Trump's outrage isn't organic. It's strategic. And every time he throws a cultural grenade into the public square, it's not because he believes in the cause. It's because he wants you to look away. Look away from the growing questions surrounding his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Look away from the photographs, the guest lists, the plain manifests. Look away from the uncomfortable proximity he kept to a convicted sex offender whose crimes are too disturbing to forget. Look away from the legal inquiries and resurface allegations. Instead, look at the logos. Look at the mascots. Look at the nicknames. Be outraged that your childhood team has changed its branding, and forget to ask why the former president spent so much time with a man who trafficked children. This is the Trump playbook. It always has been. Inflame the culture war to distract from the criminal one. Inject anti-wokeness into every conversation, even those that have nothing to do with policy, governance, or justice. Because if you're busy debating a football team's name, you're not asking why the man with the nuclear codes once laughed alongside a predator. He's the Wizard of Oz, but with more vitriol, more racism, and instead of hiding behind a curtain, he hides behind dog whistles and MAGA rallies. He hides behind grievance, behind the claim that America is under siege by pronouns and protesters. He hides behind nostalgia for a time that never truly existed. And his most loyal followers. They cheer. Not because they believe the Commanders is a better or worse name than the Redskins. But because they've been trained to believe the real enemy isn't corruption, it's correction. They've been told the danger isn't abuse of power, it's accountability for it. But let's not pretend for a second that this is about football. This is about survival. Trump's. Because just 2 weeks ago, he couldn't be bothered to care. Asked about Washington's nickname, he gave an indifferent shrug. But now, with Epstein's name re-emerging in headlines, with pressure building, with critics circling, suddenly he cares. Suddenly it's a national crisis. Suddenly he wants to block stadium deals, insert himself into city planning, wield influence like a cudgel. Not for justice, but for headlines. Not for principle, but for protection. Because if he can stir the pot, he can escape the kitchen. If he can rally the base, he can escape the questions. If he can keep you angry about branding, he can keep you from questioning why powerful men were allowed to walk away from real crimes for so long. It's the same trick he's used over and over. Divert, distract, deceive, tell the people their country is under attack by the left, by woke corporations, by cancel culture. And while they're fighting that fight, he slips out the back door. But we've seen this show before. We've lived through it. We've paid the price for it. And if we want to move forward, truly forward, we must stop letting ourselves be baited by his carnival of outrage. We must demand answers that matter. We must prioritize the truth over the trending. We must stop treating every tweet like a trumpet of truth and start seeing it as what it is, a smokescreen. Because when a man tries this hard to get you to look over there, it's because he knows exactly what he's hiding over here. And this time, what he's hiding isn't just embarrassing. It's damning. So don't fall for it. Don't take the bait. Don't get sucked into the culture war carnival. Because while we argue about mascots, the real monsters are being ignored. And if we let that happen again, the cost will be measured not in logos or team names. It will be measured in lives. In justice denied. In truth buried. So no, Mr. Trump, we will not be distracted. We will not pretend you care about the Washington Commanders. We will not trade accountability for outrage. And we will not follow the dog whistle. We will follow the facts.